Hello, Desert Mountain members. Happy New Year to everyone. Welcome to the first Desert Mountain podcast of the new year 2022. We are on location today at the Outlaw Clubhouse, nestled up to the 18th green. My name is Patrick McKenzie.
My name is Michael Craven. We're on the road.
We're on the road.
We're outside.
Yes.
Kim Atkinson is joining us as well. Kim, hello.
Good afternoon.
This is awesome.
I'm
I'd like to keep doing this.
Yeah.
Take it outside, boys.
We've got a lovely backdrop. For those of you watching on YouTube, we've got the 18th green here at Outlaw.
Yeah.
And what better guest to have on today than the man who oversees the care of that beautiful green and this beautiful course, Todd Bohn.
Welcome, Todd.
How you guys doing? Nice
Good
to be with
have
you. Thanks for coming to my playground. This is my playground. You're in my office today. I love it.
One of many.
One of many offices.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedule to sit down with us and just kind of take a few minutes to get to know you a little bit better, talk about plans that are coming up and just some things on your mind. So it should be exciting.
Great to be here. Look forward to it.
Awesome.
Awesome.
All right, well, let's get into it. So how many months now have you been with us at Desert Mountain? Still a new guy.
I am. I'm relatively new. It's just over 6 months.
Oh, my goodness.
I got started July 5th.
Okay, so you came here in the summer. You heard it was going to be hot.
Yeah. Hot and dry.
You heard about this dry thing, and then what happened?
Then I don't know if it's me. Everybody says I'm the rain genie, I guess. But we ensued on about 13 and a half inches of rain from July to about the 1st of September.
Goodness gracious.
A nice welcome gift for you.
That is.
Yeah.
Especially, like I said, when you think you're coming from a place where it rains all the time and you deal with that out to a place that's supposed to be dry.
Right.
It was an eye-opener.
I'm sure it was. Well, before we get into that, tell us a little bit about where you came from and maybe some highlights out of your career and some interesting folks that you've met along the way.
Well, I've truly been blessed. I've been able to work at some great places and for some great people, but I grew up in a small town in Kansas. I'm a Kansas kid, so a long way from here.
That's great.
I grew up in a town of about 8,000 people.
Oh, my goodness.
My dad is in the cattle business, and so I always grew up thought I was going to be a farmer. That was what my true passion was. I farmed in the summer, and I was always a sports guy. I played golf in high school, taught myself to play, which if you watch me play, you'll probably recognize I taught myself to play. And played college football for a year at a Division II school.
Where'd you play?
Fort Hays State in Kansas.
What's the mascot there?
The mascot?
Yeah.
Toughers.
Oh.
Okay.
Tigers. Fort Hays
Like
State
you
Tigers.
talked to me like I should have known that.
I mean, it is
do
Fort
now.
Hays State. Come on. But was there for a while and figured I wasn't going to go anywhere with football beyond that. So I thought I'd better figure something out. So I transferred to Kansas State University and was in the ag econ because my dad's a huge in the cattle business, like I said, and everybody's like, you're crazy not to do something like that. Well, then I realized I didn't want to live in a small town and wear boots and jeans and a big cowboy hat every day to work. And so I always liked sports, and at the time K-State was developing the golf course management program with the development of Colbert Hills Golf Course, which is a big golf course there. Jim Colbert's an alumni at Kansas State. And got in on the floor of that, was part of the construction of that, and got my degree and ended up getting some jobs around, internships in Kansas City at various clubs. And most notably, I spent a summer in Long Island, New York at Shinnecock Hills out there in Southampton. That was an eye-opener for a kid from Kansas.
I bet.
I'm sure.
In the Hamptons, like they say in the summer in the Hamptons. So,
We've heard.
yeah. So I didn't really get to do much in the Hamptons except the golf course. I was pretty locked in there. They worked us pretty good, but learned a lot there. And then worked as an assistant in Kansas City for a while at a couple places, a couple private clubs there. And then I got my first break as a head superintendent doing a grow-in and construction project at a place called the Golf Club of Creekmore, which is a big housing project. Somehow I convinced those folks to hire a first-time guy to do a grow-in and construction. I don't know how I did it to this day, but I'm grateful.
Very convincing.
I am. I had some good people that I worked for along the way. One of them's here with me, working with me now, my mentor, Woody Moriarty, who's my assistant director.
That's
here
right.
now at Desert Mountain.
How awesome is that?
So he, I feel honored that he wanted to come out here and work for me, but he was one of the guys that paved the way for me to do that. And then I was at Creekmore for 7 years and had the opportunity to go to Wolf Creek Golf Club, which is a golf club, exclusive high-end private club there. And got to meet some cool people, Tom Watson being one of them along the way.
Nice.
Very nice.
Good friend of mine, and just developed a good friendship. And then that developed into me getting a call from Bass Pro one day to come down to Big Cedar and oversee all the operations down there. They said, we have 2 courses. We're getting ready to build 3. Do you want to come work? And I was like, what? And so make a long story short, I didn't think we'd ever leave Kansas City with my family and I, my wife and my daughter, but we did, and went down to the Big Cedar, and blessed to be a part of, to work with Johnny Morris and his team, and to be able to build courses with Gary Player and
That's special.
putting greens with Tom Watson practice greens, and then Core Crenshaw, who I consider probably the 2 best architects, the best duo in the world right now building golf courses, and then finished it up with Tiger Woods' team.
Wow.
Building Payne's Valley.
Just dropping name after name.
I know. I hate this.
I asked you to. We wanted this.
I hate this.
Nope.
It's uncomfortable for me.
Nope,
But
it shouldn't be. It's great storytelling, and it just kind of helps paint a picture of the experiences that you've had and the influences along the way. And so we're just super excited that you got to share it with us.
Well, thank you. Like I said, I'm very blessed and very honored to be a part of it, and excited to be here.
Good.
And I'm sure the Desert Mountain members appreciate someone with your type of credentials. So that's impressive. That's great.
Definitely.
Well, thank you.
Someday soon, somebody's going to be dropping your name on the podcast.
There you go.
Cut my
Hopefully.
teeth with Todd Bohn.
Hopefully.
Right. Yeah.
I hope Desert Mountain members know me more for what's behind us more than that. So.
And that's excellent segue. So fast forwarding now again back to July of 2021. It's a balmy 100 and something degrees.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be dry, and in comes the rain.
Yep.
At first, it was like, yay, sprinkles.
Yeah.
And then days and days and days, weeks later, okay, now we've got a different situation to deal with. So what was that like for you?
Very eye-opening. Like I said, back in the Midwest where I'm from, you have more vegetation outside your golf courses that slow water and hold things in place. And you don't have mountains like we do here. We're not at a base of a mountain. And so the storms coming in really presented a challenge with the amount of water at one time and the amount of rain we got at one time. I mean, I've never been a part of a storm where we've gotten 6.5 inches in 2 hours like we did in August. And that was up at Chiricahua, and just the devastation behind it. And, it was really, as a leader coming in right off the get-go, when you inherit a new team, you're trying to earn their respect and instill some new things. And, we were trying to correct some things that were already going on. And then you have a big kick in the you-know-what come from Mother Nature like that, and just shows you how fast
It's a good first test.
It
for
can
you,
go
right?
away.
Yeah.
And so it was a big test for me right away. But kudos to my guys and to the team and everybody. We kind of pulled our boots on and went to work at it, and had some help from some outside contractors. But a lot of not just devastation physically, but just mentally with the team and with everything. And then also not just the physical construction side, but the disease side that we had come in, the physiological side on the turf with the heat and the water. And I've chronicled that many times in my reports being here, but, had severe outbreaks of disease and stuff that they just weren't used to having out here because the previous years were so dry and just weren't ready for it. But we're ready for it now and going forward, and it won't happen again. But yeah, that was a big eye opener coming in.
Big learning for sure. And so when Damon and team were speaking to you about Desert Mountain and this whole 3-3 grassing plan, totally new and completely unique at Desert Mountain versus any other club up and down Pima Road and in Scottsdale, which is because of our location, right? So how has that been managing that? I mean, it's not a one-size-fit-all type of scenario with grass. We have different varieties and different locations, different times of the year. So not super straightforward stuff.
Yeah. There's no perfect grass for any market. Being what we call the transition zone, which is where I was in the Midwest, you have the extreme highs and the extreme lows. We were minus 13 one winter out there, last year out there. So that presents a challenge in and of itself. Here, people think the climate's relatively moderate, the same pretty much all the time. And then you get the extreme heat in the summer. So obviously the 3-3 has its challenges, but our elevation up here at Desert Mountain gives us so many advantages that a lot of people don't have that allows us to do that. And I think agronomically, we have to have plans in place to do that. And I think that we're instilling that now to where we'll be better off to do that. But the 3-3 is a great plan because it gives our membership a primo playing condition year round, and gives us an opportunity where a lot of people up and down Pima and in the Scottsdale area don't have. And so I'm a big believer in it. And, we have some things to work on and to tweak to make it right. And I think we're on the track to do that now. But I think our plan overall will pay off, and hopefully we'll continue to build on that.
And just to explain it in a little bit of detail so people understand what the 3-3 actually means, because we kind of use it as part of our vernacular. But what does it mean, and what does it represent, basically?
So basically, we have 7 golf courses up here. 7 course is a par 3 cool season turf, which it's got fescue, bluegrass, so it stays that way year round. The 3-3 is mainly for the 6 championship courses. And what that means is we have 3 that are cool season turf, which are, bent grass or ryegrass turf and fescue. And then we have 3 that are like the one behind us, Bermuda grass golf courses, which we have the flexibility that we can overseed or do partial overseeds like what you see behind, or leave dormant and do some colorants on it and make it play really, really good and clean up. And so it just gives us a lot of flexibility to provide our golfers and our members, and they all provide a different playing surface. We have some things here to manage it right that we need to correct to make them play correctly, and we're working on that, and I'm excited for it.
So, Todd, you've been spending a lot of time with members since you've been here in your 6 months, most notably in the last, say, month and a half, a lot of meetings. Mm-hmm. So what has been, who are the folks that you've been sitting down with, and what has been kind of the focus of these meetings?
Well, I always appreciate meeting and talking to members. I feel like that's kind of one of my strengths is seeing it. I can't make things better. I can't give the membership what they want if I don't have interaction. So the interaction and the communication is huge to me. And so we came up with the idea to host some like town hall meetings or question and answer sessions where we invited, I think we have like 100 golf leaders, golf groups, I think, different golf groups, something like that.
Yep.
So we invited the leaders of those golf groups to come and be a part of a session with myself and Damon Diorio, our CEO, and John Lieberger, our director of golf, and Woody, my assistant director, was there with us as well. And just, we basically explained to the members kind of where we were when I got here, some of the stuff I just talked about, kind of some of the problem areas that we have that we're looking at and working on, and then kind of the direction that we're going. And had a question and answer session with them. And, the questions range from bunker maintenance to, why the bunker's playing consistent and, what can we do about it? And that's a complex answer.
I know. You were starting to go there, and you're like, is she gonna ask me to talk about the bunkers?
No, but I mean, it's bunkers are one of those things that they're not easy to play out of, and so they get a lot of attention. I mean, PGA Tour, everybody spends a lot of time on bunkers, so that's one of the things that being a turf manager like myself, you can count on being an issue or being something you need to work on. And getting consistency in those is a big challenge when you have them aged out like we do. Over basically 30 years, we have bunkers at different ages, so they're going to play differently, and everything around it makes it play different, the watering practices and things like that we're working on. And then I talked about, watering too. Water is a huge issue in the state of Arizona. Us at Desert Mountain right now are great on water. We don't have to worry about water right now. Whereas if you're on groundwater, because all of our water we get is reclaimed water from the city of Scottsdale. So as long as people keep flushing their toilets and keep taking showers, we'll have good water. It's treated. It's good water. It's not bad water. And so we're blessed to have that. We're part of 25. We're part of a co-op with 25 other clubs to be a part of that. There are a lot of golf courses that are limiting acreage down for watering, having to get below the 90, I think it's like 96 or 98 acres. I can't remember the exact number, but we're all below that on all of our golf courses with irrigated turf, which is great. And then the fact that we're on the reclaimed water helps. We get credits back for using the reclaimed water back to the club, which is a good thing as well. So those are all the topics. And then obviously there's been a lot of topics with golf course conditionings and some of the things coming out of the summer. And when can we expect the golf courses to be in good shape? And again, that's another complex answer. There's nobody that wants them to be perfect more than myself and my team. And we're working hard to do that. Some of these things they didn't happen overnight. And they're not going to get fixed overnight. And some of them are just due to age. We got some aging infrastructure out there. Cochise, for example, the irrigation system is it's the originals from the 80s. We have probably a mainline leak a week down there, and that's not, exaggerating. So a lot of repair work and things that we as a club will need to work on, but we got a plan, in 24, hopefully, to be fixing that and be doing that. And so there's a lot of challenges like that. Renegade's been a hot topic with Renegade and the grass and everything. And, we met with the Nicholas team to discuss that recently. We had a good conversation with them. We're waiting to hear back from them. And we should know more here coming up. But the club is fully prepared to address all those issues and committed to fixing Renegade and making it as good as it can. We know that golf course went from the members' favorite golf course to one of the least favorite due to some design, due to the grass, due to some of the things. So we're looking at all that, and I'm excited, and I know that we'll do a very good job at comprehensively making a decision as a group and as a team, along with some member feedback.
Were there any big aha moments that came out of these sessions that you had with these members that you were like, oh my goodness, how did we not connect on this?
I think the biggest thing is just for me personally was the passion for golf. When you come to a place like this with, what are we at, over 2,000 members or a big place, you wonder how important golf really is. But with 7 golf courses, you can find it out. But you sit in those sessions and you quickly understand how important it was and the love and the desire of this membership to want to be the best. And I tell people all the time, I didn't move my family across country to come to a place to be second. And I'm really passionate about that. And you got a very competitive person sitting here. So back to my athletic days and everything else.
Love it.
So I don't like to settle to be last or second or, I want to be the first. And that's my goal. And that's what I'm charging my team with being.
Excellent.
What are some of the, I know you talked about some of the challenges, especially coming out of the summer, and some of the challenges that are still going on right now. What are some of the high points right now? Because I know a lot of the courses are in great shape right now. What are the pros right now?
Well, we had an unbelievable overseed this year. Cochise and Outlaw right here behind me. I know that they've had a really good overseed here at Outlaw before. But Matt Hamburg, my superintendent here, he said he's been overseeding in the Valley for 19 years. He said this is the best year. And so just doing that, people ask me, what did we do different? And I want to take all the credit because I'm the new guy. But the same guys were doing it. I think it's weather. It's a lot of things, We did do some fertility things leading into it that they hadn't done in the past, maybe that would have helped. We had a great year of growing Bermuda grass this summer. Great year for Bermuda grass. So that established a really good base, which helped us in our overseed. But I'm really excited for that and really impressed with that. Also, my team now, I have a very strong team now. And really got a good group of guys and women that are working towards a goal of making this place the best. And we're all pulling on the same rope, and we're all a big family now. So excited for that, that quickly and into being at a place. After you've done things a certain way for so long, it's hard for the new guy to come in, and I tried not to just change the world on them, but there were things that, give them credit that they had to adapt to and change, and hopefully everybody finds it for the better. And I'm learning too, not just everything I was doing where I was could I do, but I'm learning coming out here from them, and there's a lot of really good people in place here. So and then I think the other thing is just the support that I've had from the senior leaders like Kim and the rest of our team and Damon and just the members and the board, just giving me that freedom to go do, let me do what I want to do, and I'm grateful for that.
Hopefully the challenges that you encountered right when you got here, hopefully it won't get, it's almost like it got to go downhill from here, hopefully no more uphill battles.
Well, sometimes what I do, sometimes in our business, the old adage of it's got to get worse before it gets better is true. Because to fix things under the ground, it's not pleasant. And that's where a lot of our issues lie, is where people don't see. And what's under the ground is what makes on top of the ground perform the way it does. And if under the ground, when I got hired, I had to do a presentation, but I talked about it in my coffee talk of my approach. I guess I should probably start this off, but this is a good leeway into that. Is my three-legged stool leeway, where it's chemical, biological, physical, as the three-leg. You can use a three-legged stool for anything in life, for how you do things in life. And anytime if you have a leg of the stool that's out of balance, you're going to fall, and that stool's not going to stand. And so I use that approach in turf management, where chemically, biologically, and physically, and what I mean by that is physically being the dirt, the soil, compaction, chemically being what are we doing fertilizing-wise, feeding, treating, taking care of the plants, fungicide-wise, and then biologically being what are we doing to enhance that soil, to enhance underneath. And, there was a big need for biological here, in my opinion, and that takes a little while to fix. But once you get it turned around, it's huge. And, one thing we're doing, I don't know if you guys know, I don't even know if you know, but being homeowners, you probably have, when we fertilize now, you probably it smells a little different outside.
Kind of like the county fair.
And that is, kind of smells like the county fair, but that's my approach to getting our biological back, because I'm a big believer in organic fertilizers. It does a whole lot of good for breaking down thatch material, which we have a huge issue on every golf course underneath, which is the dead material from the turf. And it really helps your soil and adapt, and over time you'll be able to cut inputs once you get the soil healthy. I was on a huge program back at Big Cedar with it, and really feel the benefit of it. And it's good for the environment, good for everybody. So that's when you smell that, just know that I'm making it better.
We'll be remembering this exact moment.
I feel like that's partially Todd, the Kansas farmer, talking a little bit too.
Could be. Yeah, I wasn't
All
a chicken. I wasn't a chicken farmer though, so that's all. That's mostly chicken. It's got a different smell. It's funny. My dad had the feedlot in our little town. It was a big feedlot, but when the wind would blow a certain direction, everybody, all my friends would be like, "What is that?" I'd be like, "That's what puts food on my table." The smell is money, man.
So tell us, how does that pan out? Like, paint a picture of timing, and are we open during this situation? Is this during one of our planned closures?
We try to do it in the closure, and sometimes we do it, you don't even know. I mean, it's short-lived, so we put it down, it smells initially, and then once we kind of water it in or it rains in, it's gone the next day, and you don't really notice it. So it's good. It's a great product. It does a lot of good stuff.
All natural.
I think a lot of people like that. The organic nature of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Go back to the basics, right?
I agree.
That's right. That's what it is.
So, what's like the most common question that you get from members? I think it changes, right? We're always like kind of evolving and responding to the breaking news of the day. And maybe a month or so ago, it was all about the Renegade Range, and then we put that really cool video together to explain what that was going to look like. Do you still get questions about the Renegade Range?
Nope.
See?
Nope.
We got it done.
Great.
So what am I working on next with you to help answer questions?
I think the most popular question I got, besides bunkers that I already addressed, was, when can we expect these golf courses to be back into their shape. And it's a complex answer. I wish I had a magic ball to say on July whatever of 2022 it's going to be that way. But I hope that people realize that we're getting better. Hopefully, my goal is that people come out and each time they play, they'll notice something that we're getting better at, whether it's the details outside, cleaning up in the deserts, or the actual turf itself, or just some of those things. And, we are listening to the membership, and we are trying to do things and better. And I think that's been the one thing. And then the other thing was, green speeds, coming out of the summer. Everybody wants those green speeds to be as fast and as consistent as possible, and we do too. But, coming out of a heat wave like we did a summer, unprecedented. I have a friend that's been in the Valley for 29 years. He's grown up here, and he's a superintendent at Whisper Rock. And he told me, he said, this is the worst summer he's ever been a part of this year. And, there were some clubs up and down Pima that had issues this summer. They pushed their greens a little bit too far and had to shut down midway. And so as a turf guy, you want to please everybody, but you also got to have the long vision, long-range goal in mind of being open all the time and providing consistent all the time. And sometimes that leads into a little softer conditions in the summer and a little slower because you're playing defense instead of playing offense. And as soon as the weather switched, man, I don't hear it as much anymore. Mm-hmm. And so I told everybody is when the weather would switch, our plan will take place. And we implemented some new policies and procedures. I'm a very strong stickler on water, and I know that's been the one thing. Another popular question from members is courses are, been playing wet, and they were when we were growing in all that seed. We had a ton to repair after this summer at Chiricahua, at Apache, at 7, a ton. And I don't think people realize how far we had to come and how much seed we put in the ground and had to grow. And to grow seed, you got to have water. You're going to be wet. And I knew that. I knew it was short-term pain for long-term gain, hopefully. And our goal going forward is to produce strong turf, so we don't have that issue on that grandest scale anymore, and to have programs and plans in place, which we do now, to prevent that. And, just everything we do in turf management is to get through July and August. Like we're already right now with what we're doing now is prepping to get us through July and August. Because if you have compaction in the heat of the summer, you can't water, your turf dies. If you don't have oxygen in the ground, oxygen's king, just like us, for turf. So everything we're doing, we're trying to manage all the wear and tear with aeration, with products, with everything to get through July and August. And, July and August last year cost us. And we're trying to pick up the pieces and put a plan together and be better going forward. And but hopefully the golf course is getting drier. I know we've gotten more rain recently. We've gotten 4 inches since last Friday, from Friday to Tuesday.
Incredible.
So
more rain than you bargained for since you've been here.
Yeah, so we had a little storm damage this week, but you never can replace Mother Nature. It's sodium problems coming out of our water. With our reclaimed water, we do have some sodium issues we got to mitigate. But when Mother Nature rains, it's like a natural filter, and it kind of resets it for us. So
it was a nice steady rain too. It wasn't like that slam into us kind of.
Yeah, it was. We still had some heavier points that caused us some issues at Chiricahua and Geronimo that my team's cleaning up right now. But yeah, overall it was good rain.
Good.
And when in doubt, read the Turf Talk, right?
That's right.
I mean, we kind of map it out on a weekly basis, and you have submissions coming in from each of your superintendents, right? So it's really like a great team report.
That's right. And in those talks with the group leaders, one of the first things I started out with is the question I'd ask is I said, how many of you in here read my turf reports? In the first one, we had like 25 or so people in, and like 2 or 3 people raised their hands.
Uh-oh.
And so I mean, we put that out there to help encourage and to inform. We want you informed, and it's not like, we're hiding behind anything or anything. We want to put it out there. And my weekly reports are from my guys. I just put them all together and put them in a report, but that is the report that they give each week. And it's a way for people to understand them. And I've encouraged my team to be out and about, mingling with the members, coming by and saying hi at lunch and first tee and things, and be visible. And I want my team to be that.
We've done some video stuff too with you and John Lieberger,
Yes.
where we were able to put a drone in the air and kind of get
Yeah.
a visual representation of what you're talking about. And
Yes.
yeah, you guys are always very transparent and very informative. So yeah, members, check out those videos too when they come out.
Yeah, the videos are, like they say, pictures speak 1,000 words, and those videos are hugely important to our success. And thank you to you guys and to Kim and for helping us do that, and my cohort John for his bad acting skills. I think in that last one, but we have
Tucking their shirt in.
we try to have fun together out there. Him and I have a good relationship, and we have fun when we do them, and hopefully they're beneficial to everybody as well.
Yep, we've got a nice schedule ready for 2022 on Turf Talk videos, so
Cool.
we'll be looking for those.
Yep.
What else do we have? Anything else we didn't mention today that you want to share with the members?
Oh man, you're making me vulnerable right now. I don't know
We
about
covered
that.
a lot of good stuff. I think we
did.
took a nice little tour of Todd's brain and everything that's going on. So
My biggest takeaway was, you didn't move your family across the country to be second. You're
Right.
passionate about being here and about making Desert Mountain the best golf courses, in the area, in
That
the
they-
nation,
that
in the
they-
world.
the best they can
best
be.
we can be.
So I
And,
think we got our guy here.
I think I can speak for Mike. Ever since the first Turf Talk we shot with you when we introduced you, it was quite apparent your passion for what you do. And I think that shines through with your crew. And I think it's a winning formula when the crew has just as much passion as the members that are playing on the grass.
well, thank you. I have to watch it sometimes because my passion isn't always what everybody else's passion is, and so I have to kind of gauge that. And people have different passions, right? And
we all want to win, Todd.
we all want to win.
Everybody wants to win.
And so, but I am a very determined and go getter, and not afraid to be here to get the job done. So
Cool.
Awesome.
Thank
Well, yeah, go ahead. Thanks so much for being with us today again, Todd. We really appreciate it.
thank you. Glad
Thank
to be
you.
here.
I think we're going to transition, though, a little bit if you can stick around for a moment. We have a couple of shout-outs.
As we always do, we always like to shout out our great shots
Awesome.
of our members who are, playing these great golf courses that you've set up. So we have two to tell you about today that have happened in the last week. And the first one was at 7, 18. I always like 18. I always like when you get a hole-in-one on 18 because
Oh,
you just come in.
It's a hole in
Strong
one.
finish.
Yeah.
And right there, everybody's watching.
And the bar is close, and now you got to buy
Yeah.
cocktails.
Right.
Exactly. So that was Wednesday, December 29th, and that was a hole-in-one at 7. That was Mark. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh.
Mark Hines. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Mark.
Congratulations.
Ooh, way to go.
And then on Sunday, January 2nd, we had Audrey Azari with an eagle on number 10 right here at Outlaw.
Wow.
Wow.
That's not
Congratulations.
Impressive.
easy. Number 10.
Yeah.
Hello. That's a pretty good one.
That's business.
That's getting after it.
Good for her.
So congratulations, members, on the
All right.
the
Those are
great
always fun.
shots.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I think that rounds out the first podcast of the year,
I
ladies
think
and
so.
gentlemen.
what do you think? Should we do these outside
I
more?
love the road show.
I love the road show.
Mm-hmm.
Give us your feedback, members. Do you like the road show? I think we got a nicer backdrop than being in the studio.
I think there was probably a couple birdies that happened here
Behind us.
Yeah, the whole during the podcast here.
There's a few places on this mountain you can have some good spots.
Yep.
Well,
No
There's a
shortage
lot-
of views.
No shortage.
That is true. Well, thank you again for coming out today, Todd. And
Thank you.
Craven Boys, once again,
thank you.
Thank
looking
you, Kim.
forward to a Friday jam this week.
Every week.
Every week.
Yeah.
You
That's
wanna
right.
should we tease that? Or
Yeah,
should we
sure. Why not?
Well, we've had some construction projects going on recently around the mountain.
Yeah.
We had a comfort station go in at Renegade, which if you haven't had a chance to see, I'm sure most people have. It's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
We also have clearly a huge project going on, the laundry shipping and
Yeah.
receiving facility over by the Fairways office,
Mm-hmm.
which is taking place currently. So we're just going to kind of give an update, show what has, how kind of a finished product and how we got there with the comfort station, and then a little bit of update on where we're doing with.
Don't give them too much information.
Sorry, okay, my lips are sealed after
Yeah.
that. Already
all
gave
they
the whole thing away.
It's
Yeah.
a teaser.
It's a teaser, yeah.
Yes. So how do these things come out of the ground? So we'll see a Friday Jam version of
Yes.
construction projects. So looking forward to it.
Cool.
Okay. We will see everybody around the mountain.
See you on the mountain.
See you around the mountain.
Take care.
Thanks, Todd.
Thank you.
Bye bye.